Hey everybody, it's WillBits, and we are playing without a webcam and with much lower equipment, so I apologize if things are looking a little hazy, but check it out! PvP rewards have happened. I got Platinum 3, I think that's good. I probably did not grind this as hard as some of you guys did. It was pretty buggy this first week, but that is something that happens. I mean, last week was kind of all over the place, let's face it. Trying to update one of our biggest gameplay updates of all time at the same time as an event has probably caused a lot of fires on both ends. So let's try to step into this a little casually and see what this week has for us. It's time to save Santa's aid, so if we can explore 100% of the mission, Yuletide Xarols, we can unlock Santa's aids and add them to our Christmas resistance. So these are like, I guess, we'll look at this map. It sounds like this is going to be really, really hard, but they're really trying to show off for us how nice these characters will potentially be. Just look at those. And it's a double pizza special, so if you need extra pizza, now is the week to go get that stuff all set up for you. And this week is clearly going to be a scruffy week. Let's see what he's got to say for himself.
I believe we'll forever carry the pain on the inside.
Scruffy, last name unknown. Your lust for adult magazines qualifies you as very naughty. The magazines ain't hurting no one. Plus they help hard-working, large-breasted girls earn their way through college. You gullible fool. Few if any of those models go to college. The magazine editors make those biographies up. Prepare to face my wrath. Seems to me it's them magazine editors who ought to be facing your wrath.
Alright, Santa's army has upgraded. I guess that's just us looking at this data info. Okay, so this is status conditions. This is the new thing we're going to be dealing with the new boss fights. If you didn't notice, the bosses are getting a little bit harder each week. Last week's Turbo Neptunian was able to, mostly his immunity was effective immediately, the instant the fight began, not after the first time he casted stuff, which means that you had to be really, you had to be able to clear out his team in order to do any damage to him at all. There was no, like, sniping him, and his health seemed a little larger than usual anyway, and it looks like KwanzaaBot is going to actually be able to put us to sleep. So the Neptunian couple is going to be good at that, to remove sleep from all allies. Anybody you have who is immune to sleep or good at controlling sleep or immune to CC is going to be extra strong. So those passives are going to be a little bit more important than usual this week. Checking everything out, this week's main objective for the costumes is going to be Power Suit Scruffy. He will take 850 Santa medals and 50 blue sapphires. Those are the new hotness that we'll be picking up from the new set of World 3 Neptunian missions, and of course from the Yuletide Xarols. I kind of want to check out that map. The quest would have us look at 3-1 Holiday Fatigue, and I might check that out in just a minute. But let's also just first check out this challenge map, because I just want to lay eyes on this here for a second. You may notice my boys are getting a little tough. I've been feeding them up as best I can, as a good papa should. Okay, I should have come in here with, clearly, Power Suit Fry, and not only are there a ton of paths, very long paths down this mission, but you will need to level Power Suit Fry up eventually to level 39 in order to get all of these paths and unlock this extra character. That is a lot, especially if you don't have your Delivery Boy chips. Delivery Boy chips will be coming actually on Thursday at 4 p.m., which means they should be available right now at the moment I'm recording this. You're going to want to get that quick if you want to have a chance of getting Santa's aids. They seem like they're going to be a little overpowered, and I guess those are going to be the other character this week, because we have Power Suit Scruffy, we have Santa's aids, and you may also notice, don't forget, not only do we have the Turbo Neptunian, who is only 750 here. He's a villain, which is interesting. This is the guy everybody was fighting last week. I'm going to go ahead and buy him if he's 750. Yes. Aha! So you want to go ahead and put him down ASAP as well so you can start collecting all of his stuff. He's going to need turbo medals from last week, so you're going to want to go back and actually fight him another 15 times. Joy. Use needles, which you get from the nutrient-free soup kitchen. Estrogen pills from the Catskills Lodge. and ripped tank tops, which can drop from all of these missions. So you definitely want to place him down before you start running those, just to increase the odds that they'll show up when you actually want them to. The other two things look like they are going to be here as the third and fourth items that you can buy from the Xmas exchange. So, you know, prioritize that as best you can. Unlocking him and Power Suit Scruffy is going to be your main free-to-play goal for the week, with kind of the stretch goal of being able to unlock the Santa's Aids, all dropping stuff from space missions. But the other fourth character who was supposed to be here last week is they have a Santa Sack mystery box, which was supposed to be, according to the FAQ, our third character last week. You may have noticed we only had 2 characters during that chaos. We're going to actually check it out because there is a character in this mystery box. Look at it, we have bobbleheads for all of our current characters so far, even Power Suit Leela and Power Suit Professor, who we haven't gotten yet, but they, you know, we kind of knew they were coming. So this is our whole Power Suit team in bobblehead form, as well as Bender, who has one, but Bobsled Hermes. So here's what's interesting here. So, I think part of the reason this got delayed, Apple's App Store actually just recently changed their policy to where if you have any kind of mystery box like this, you actually have to disclose the probability of getting anything out of your box. So you can see the bobbleheads each have about a 14, 13.3, 10.7. Interesting that they get rarer for some of these. The chance of each of them going to drop, and I imagine these will change as you purchase things out of them. If this is honest, the odds actually are a little better than I expected, because you only have about a 4.7% chance of some of these booby prizes. The Nixon Bucks, I don't see an info screen on, which is troubling. But you could also get 125 pizza slices. If that one's repeatable, then that's actually pretty great. And I'm not actually even sure what Bobsled Hermes is supposed to do. From what I understand, he's not super worth it. He doesn't seem to do anything, like definitely nothing is gated behind him. I know that from what I've heard, they didn't want to make anything really important require Bobsled Hermes in order to complete. Also, weirdly, he's a robot character, which doesn't really make sense to me because there's nothing about Bobsled Hermes that says that he's a robot. He's wearing a helmet, and that's about it, as these things go. We're gonna do some pulls and just see how it goes because I do want to see. I want the character because I want to get all the characters, and I'm just gonna see how many pulls it takes me. So let's pull up Pull-O-Matic. Pull number 1. We got Bobblehead. Number 2, Bobblehead. Wish that was more dramatic. Number 3, getting all the bobbleheads. It's still only an 8% minimum probability. I don't know what minimum probability means, but it makes me nervous. Alright, back to pulling. Number 4. More bobbleheads. Number 5, we got some cash. That's troubling. Number 6. And number 7. Ugh. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. I'm running out of anything but booby prizes to get for that. Okay, number 12. 13. 14. 15. Got him! Wow. Wow. I just spent 1,800 pizza to get this fat Jamaican bobsledder. In the costume. Oh, does he come with a bobsled? That's cool.
Let a professional bureaucrat show you how it's done.
This, bobsleds cost how much? Is a really funny tag to have,
What the hell
considering
does that
that?
mean?
That's a real... I had really bad luck there. I've heard of a couple people getting it on their first or second pull, so it is possible.
Let's cut our losses and go home.
Yeah, tell me about it, Hermes. Check out my high-tech bobsledding suit. I'm forming a platoon of crack bobsledders to combat Robot Santa. This bobsled platoon of yours, it's not going to be all Jamaican, is it? No, I'm only recruiting Olympic gold medalists. So far I've got 5 guys, all named Sven. Doesn't that make giving orders kind of confusing? You'd think so, but the only orders I really have to give are push and climb in, so we're fine. Alright.
Beeswax.
Bobsled Hermes, what do? Do you help drop anything? You level them up to 6. Let's do that really quickly. We'll level up to 7 just because I don't feel like scrolling through my chips. He does not seem to help drop anything. He has no gates, and his passives are that he has a 15% chance to dodge all incoming basic attacks. His special attack has a 50% chance to remove sleep from all allies, so he actually has the anti-sleep skill that you need, which is actually kind of awesome, because it means that you can bypass the attempts to get the Santa's aids. And his basic attack also has a 15% chance to freeze an enemy for 2 turns. These are actually pretty cool in that he can freeze people and he can remove sleep. So he has some fairly unique passives. I'm not sure who all else, if anybody, has the ability to remove sleep outside of the Santa's aids. That might be worth looking around and seeing what else we can find, but I think it's probably intentionally pretty rare. So if you don't feel like leveling up anybody else, but you have the cash, or you want to try your luck at getting Bobsled Hermes, he basically does what the Santa's aids can do, but it lets you bypass actually messing with Santa's aids. So, you know, take that into account if that is the sort of thing that you are looking for. It's probably going to be easier to just grind out the other stuff if you can. Yeah, today's Daily Planet is going to be the delivery boy missions. Prioritize that if you are going to want to try to get those, because otherwise KwanzaaBot is going to be a pretty big blockade for everybody, since it sounds like his sleep passive is not to be trifled with. But otherwise, this is basically going to be just like last week, where you are going to want to get these sapphires as fast as you can, so you can start leveling up Power Suit Scruffy, and just balancing that with trying to get down the Yuletide Carols map. And that's probably the biggest complaint everybody's had with this map, and just kind of the game in general right now, is that the update is actually really cool and kind of a lot of fun, but the biggest problem with the PvP right now is simply the fact that, oh good, I'm still fighting Platinum 3, even though I've changed my stuff. That's fine, my guys are tough, I can handle it. Is that it requires so much fuel to both run the daily missions, because the Daily Planet, especially since these maps take up ×2 or ×3 fuel per slot, that is actually really expensive, and it's very difficult to balance that with trying to accomplish all of the mission stuff. And it's almost like you have to choose whether you're going to level up your characters at the Daily Planet, or whether you are going to actually accomplish everything that you want to accomplish on Neptune. They're both really extensive grinds that you could throw literally all your fuel at, and it's kind of frustrating to think that the only way to have a method of progression is to actually buy fuel, since most of us are capped out and we only get 1 fuel every 10 minutes. We have a very, very finite amount. You want to use it very, very efficiently, so you kind of have exactly enough to do one thing or another. And then this week we've added another 3rd fuel-intensive thing with the Yuletide Carols. You're going to have to both level up Delivery Boy Fry and run these missions, and try to get 100% on all of these 3-1 through 3-9 in order to have any kind of shot at actually finishing everything. It's a lot! If you're free to play, I don't know, it's hard to tell what the advice is, because, like, if you're free to play, you're obviously not getting Bobsled Hermes, so you're kind of forced into leveling up Power Suit Fry, trying to get down the challenge map, and then either that or, I don't know, check the forums and we'll see if there's another method of killing KwanzaaBot that maybe you can spam him so fast that he doesn't put everybody to sleep, but I get the feeling they didn't put that in there just for laughs. This is going to be a hard one. Everybody was joking about how Halloween was going to be so difficult, and that they wouldn't find a way to make it harder, but they definitely have. It's different because, like, the actual fights are not that difficult. It's not it's not like as impossible of a mechanic, but there's just so much to do this week.
Hey, sailing unit.
Yeah, the Planet Express guys, they have a passive that lets them gain resistance to freeze, And I get the feeling that that may be very similar to the mechanics we're currently seeing with KwanzaaBot, where right now there are a couple of characters who are able to make our characters immune to sleep, and I get the feeling that SantaBot is going to have freezing abilities that are similar. I don't know if that means we're going to have to level up some of our power suit guys above level 30 in order to activate this. If we have to get them to 4 stars, that's going to be problematic. That's going to be really unpopular as a thing. Hopefully it just activates if they're all on a team together, because like, I like them, and I wish that this was more than just a bonus to the Christmas bosses. Like, we've already spent a lot of resources getting these guys up to, you needed Amy up to level 28 in order to pass this, to 100% all of this week's stuff. I put her up to level 30 because, I'll be honest, I'm already really, really nervous about how much we're going to need to promote all of these guys up to their level in order to activate their abilities. If it's that difficult, I think very, very few people are going to get Robot Santa, and that's... I'm feeling the stress on the forums and in the comments, where a lot of people are kind of sick that there's just too much being put in too long. Week 1 was definitely falsely easy. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are we going to have to level up these characters to level 60 in order to have a chance of getting Robot Santa? I mean, you need at least one to remain unfrozen, but ideally you'd want a team of all 5 of them, I guess. Someone did the math, and to get from level 30 to level 60 requires like 600, almost 700,000 Nixon bucks. Never mind the amount of actual career chips you're going to need. There is a day where you can get Nixon bucks, and again, you have a finite amount of fuel, but it might be worth it to get those just to try to get at least one of these characters up high enough to actually be able to handle the stuff that's coming on. I don't know, it's gonna be hectic. Are you guys stressed out? Are you cruising along and making the rest of us look like chumps? Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm sorry if the audio has been bad or if things have not been on there. I am in a less than ideal recording situation because I am out on holiday break. It's probably going to be like this next week too, so I'm sorry about that. But I still wanted to talk about it and comment on it and let you guys suffer through me as I wasted a whole bunch of pizza getting a character that doesn't really help that much. Or he does, though, because that means that I could ignore, you can use Bobsled Hermes in that fight. He might be worth putting some levels into, if only to make KwanzaaBot kind of a pushover, but he's maybe not worth that amount of pizza expense. Ugh. Alright, okay, I'm rambling at this point. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I will see you next week, which I guess is going to be post-Christmas, so have a Merry Christmas! I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.